Welcome everyone to the Unplugged Conversations with Leaders. My name is Milin Desai, and in this series of podcasts where we get indulge in the unplugged conversations with national and international business owners, authors, teachers, and healers who are successful in their fields. With this, let's get started. Today, we have Mr. Juan Jose from the Blizznet, popularly known as JJ in his professional circle. He has been in the supply chain, logistics, and e-logistics industry for more than 20 years. And in the past, he has led the organizations like Lazada Group, Entrepreneurial Group, Kozia Sem, Commercial, and many more. With this, let's welcome the man himself. Hello, JJ. How are you doing today?
Hi, Milin. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the invitation.
You are most welcome on this Unplugged Conversation Leaders podcast series. In this series of the conversation, we invite visionary leaders to share their stories and thoughts around the way businesses happens today, and that should happen in the future. Okay. So my first question is to let me know that how all this thing started with you, like what inspired you to start your own business after you having a successful career in the corporates.
Good question. So now when you are for long term in corporate in companies that are started to create good structures and everything is established, you wonder about the personal purpose of yourself as a professional, as an individual, no, and then somehow you get motivated to do something that give you that purpose, no, that give you that value. All your experience connecting dots backward and say, hey, I'm expert in supply chain, logistics. I've been working in the e-commerce part. So how I can use all my knowledge and do something that I love, I'm passionate about it. And look at let me scoot a little bit. Yes, as I was mentioning, is how you find yourself with the needs of get it purpose, find purpose, and again after many years in your career, and say, hey, I have ideas, I have identified problems in the market, identified problems I can contribute to fix. That's why this is one of the motivations that give you to jump out of stability. To be entrepreneur, no? Definitely, if you ask if it's easy, it's never easy, and many entrepreneurs can tell you that.
Absolutely. So as you said that it's not easy, and almost all the entrepreneurs, has gone through it. So tell me, then how do you focus, or how do you stay motivated? Because all these while you had a ready-made team that probably you had in your corporates, and now you have developed your own team here in Indonesia, right? So how do you motivated as a business owner to take your own business to the next level?
Okay, so definitely when you are in corporate, you already established team, and when you command, the things happen, you lead, you help them. But when you start from the scratch, you have to do everything by yourself. Absolutely everything by yourself. Speaking, the owner of the company, but at the same time executing in the field, creating things, designing things, put the strategies, the task, and everything. And it's not easy. It's exhausted, but at the same time, you are in the middle of a process of learning and relearning and educate yourself in a just-in-time learning. As as well as me, that in the startup world, we have days. We need to count the day. We cannot count the weeks. We cannot count the years. We have to count the days and make it happen. No, that is how I keep it motivated. Find the solutions, motivate the team. It doesn't mean that you sometimes don't get frustrated. You get frustrated as a person. You get frustrated when you exhaust all the ideas and you say, hey, now what? Now you need to meditate, you need to think about it, you need to switch off, try to find a new way to resolve the issues, no?
Correct. So being a Stanford alumni, you have learned business in depth, but do you feel that not all strategies would work the way it is written in the books or what we have studied and in the real life? So what kind of strategies you have found that have worked most effectively in your business?
I learned how to be flexible, agile, adaptable, and understand the tools that are in your hands to do that. I'm very, very grateful to have that experience and allow me to understand, okay, how these, for example, this university as a Stanford, see what is entrepreneurism, how the people do take big leap of faith to do products and create companies that get successful from the scratch, from the very beginning. No, so I think all the experience in these institutions, get all the business cases, put all the business cases in your hand, and give it all the tools in your hands to create the right mindset to do this, to endure the path of entrepreneur. So having the tools, having the experience, have many personal cases, many personal stories that tell you, hey, how we went through this path and how we achieved that. Help us, for me personally, helped me a lot to prepare myself to actually decided to jump in the new project, no, in Blizznet. So actually was there that I decided to quit my job and let's do this, no. And as well, I found my other two co-founders there that helped me to do and be more confident to do this as well.
So you said that you tried, tested a couple of things. I'm sure some of the things may not have worked, and some of the things have worked in your favor. So tell me, what are the common mistakes that you see business owners are making these days, and what advice do you have to avoid or overcome those mistakes?
Well, million of mistakes, million of mistakes.
Sure.
So when you come from, again, established companies with all the processes in place, you're trying to replicate that sometimes. You try to replicate in HRs, in finance, in some function departments, everything, many things, and as well established and create a structure that help you to scale the company. But let me tell you one thing, in a startup doesn't work in that way. So you have to be very lean, very adaptable. The people is there and they should understand that they are there to do absolutely everything. If tomorrow we have to clean the floor, if tomorrow we're gonna do the party for celebrate the victory, we help to do that. No, so absolutely everybody, they need to be in a line, in the same boat on that. And yeah, I think everybody, and I did my own mistakes. I made my own mistakes on that. I tried to create a structure and make it more corporate somehow, but at the same time we understand that no, that's not actually how this is working. No, so we need to change again a little bit and make it people more flexible and adaptable and supporting each other to achieve the things. No, you have to plan very well on that. No, and understand that if something can go wrong, it will. So be prepared for that.
Absolutely. So you just talked about budgets and hiring resource. Could you please tell me how was your experience hiring your first employee in the Blizznet, the very first employee that you hired in Blizznet Indonesia?
A part of my co-founder that probably the courage to make this happen. The first person that I onboarded started to work with me at home. So this person started to work at home and come in daily basis. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even the prototype was in paper. So after that, create the prototype, the minimal viable product. If you talk about Blizznet, someone come and say, let me Google, let me visit to see if it exists and show it. It's like more like a presentation card, like a business card, more than actually a platform. It was at that time, no? Yeah, that was already almost June 2021 when the first person joined us. That's how we started.
Phenomenal. So I understand that the journey was never fruitful always. You said you had ups and downs. You hired your first employee after the 3 months of starting the business. I understand it's a bootstrap business, where you have started on your own with your co-founders. When you say ups and downs, I would like to know the ups that you had, the success or something where you say that you were very much sure that now, yes, this is something that I want to take it to the next level. Could you please share that with us?
Well, after a lot of conversations with VCs, because the first things that we thought is we have to find resources. B2C marketplaces, they were already in the high peak, no room for B2Cs anymore. So we thought B2B is the right way, services to the business and help the business to scale, help the business to digitalize, help the business to create relationship with another business in a secure platform. This is what we were looking. And for that, definitely you need resources. The first thing is that after talking many times and nobody see it, the concept, nobody see it, or if they see it, it was too big, too much. This is not easy to execute and to make it happen. Definitely they didn't know me. I'm a obsessed person to make the things happen, and as well, thanks to Access, my co-founder, we make the things happen. We create things from the scratch, and when nobody believed absolutely that the things that we were doing, we continue fighting until we discuss with a private company and they believe in us. They trust in what we are doing. They trust in that in the future of B2B and digitalization of B2B as well, and how the market need to change mindset on that. Just one company, just one person that believe in us make the difference. And we still have a lot of work to do, and a lot of work to do in Indonesia, which is mindset is something that we have to create. Education, we have to educate our buyers and suppliers and make them understand that do business online is possible.
Right. So you said that the business is more into, it has to do with humans, though you have the platforms. So you have buyers, you have suppliers. So tell me, how do you build and maintain, these strong relationships with your buyers, suppliers, your clients, your customers, your other stakeholders? How do you do that?
Our team we have a procurement team, we have an operation team, we have a sales team, that these people are in contact in daily basis with buyers and suppliers. They have to talk with them when they have a problem, because definitely we are not perfect. We can have a bug in the middle of the process. We can have a error in communication that definitely tech team immediately jump and fix it. But in the meantime that happens, our team have a call. Is Milin, do you have a problem? Can I help you? And you feel that someone is supporting you. It's not just a screen, it's not just a assistant, but also there is a human being behind. This is how we use technology to scale our business and to help you with less resources do more.
Right. So one of the key takeaway from this last 3 minutes is that you cannot avoid the human touch, no matter how successful or scalable business that you wish to make. And when I talk about a successful and scalable business, I'm sure that there are ways you identify and pursue new business opportunities and partnerships. Like, how do you do that? You may want to give us one example of that.
Yes. So when you start a business, there is a couple of things that you're gonna face. First, nobody know you. Nobody understand what you're doing. Nobody care about you. Simple. You have to find strong relationship that help you to scale your business. You helping them, they helping you. Both partners grow. But the partner that you are looking is always have someone who already have some kind of brand, some kind of trust that the people recognize. This is how some companies, or many companies, trust in the market, supported by big companies that they trust in them, invest in them, and work with them, work with us in this. So basically, you started with these partners, you create a business case, they use product, they help you to make it better, and then they help you to go to the market as well. And you can find the fit in the market thanks to the experience of these partners.
Right. Just to, out of curiosity, I have this one question that, how does your business has been helping the economy of your country?
How we contribute? So with the companies that are using us, we contribute to speed up the process, the relationship, the quotations. If I need something from my suppliers, I can get it faster, recorder, everything in the platform. We create transparency, efficiency, and we speed up the processes. When before you take 1 or 2 weeks to get a quotation from the supplier, now you get in hours. For example, we achieved 28 minutes for the quotation, receive the fastest quotation in the platform. So when you spend 3 days, 4 days, 5 days chasing the suppliers, they see that they can just send a message, they receive the quotation, they can compare, they can place the order, they can do the payments, they can integrate the logistics. And digitalization is a very, very wide concept, no?
Right. So that I understand that by using the platform and the features of platform, we are increasing the efficiency of doing business. We are increasing the way, the quality of the conversation that are happening. and we are reducing the time required to do a particular thing. As we say that, time is money. And I believe by doing this, you are potentially helping, to increase the or to do the better in the economy of the country. We are, approaching the last question of an hour. So what advice do you have for the other business owners who are already started or who wants to start and to scale up, or, to take their businesses to a level where they don't fail?
Well, be agile, adaptable, flexible. Be careful with the budgeting, establish budgeting, and extend your own rate as much as possible when you are looking the market fit. No, when you started a company with one idea, you are excited. No, you are see it, but at the same time you are biased. This concept or this problem that you are trying to resolve is real, and you can monetize this problem. No, you can create a solution that someone pay for that. Designing a product without real test with customers, that can kill you. If you have the money for do that, do it smartly. Put immediately the launch out the products, find your innovators, use the products, get a feedback, fix it, and reiterate one and again with your customers until you see that this is the perfect MVP, we can call it, the final MVP that you can test in the rest of the market. No, so I think planning and everything that you plan can go wrong. You need to be prepared for bad times. You need to prepare for very low moments. Resilient, patient, meditate, take the time to chart the acts, take the time to disconnect and think out of all the problems and back again from top and see the problems again and try to find new solutions. Talk with people, ask for help. I know that sometimes ask for help. I personally cost me a lot to ask for help, but you need to have many times ask for help and ask for opinions, ask for feedback, and don't take feedback personally. Even if they tell you your product is pretty bad, okay, but tell me why it's pretty bad, how I can fix it, how in your opinion I can fix it. No, so be humble to understand, to get the feedback. Be humble to understand that things can goes wrong. Definitely be prepared to rejection. You're gonna receive thousands of no, that if you are not strong enough, you will quit, and be prepared for that. So be prepared for plan B if everything goes wrong. You need to have that in mind. When you have that in mind, so you understand that even if you fail, future you can build more things in the future. You can continue and can be successful in the future. Is something that you have also need to have in mind. But every single moment in the past is a learning. Take it. Even sometimes if you need to cry because you will. So if you get frustrated because nobody understands you, try to understand why the people don't understand you. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe the problem is you, that you don't know how to communicate. It's very important how to communicate efficiently. If I did in the last 2-3 years myself, is how to improve my communication, how to be straightforward and not wasting time in communication, and clarify, make it simple, explain very simple. That this is very important. So if you take all this, you will more or less prepare for what is coming. But my friend Milin, nothing prepare you for what is coming when you decided to be entrepreneur and try to make your product fit in the market. So it's a very hard path.
Wow. So I'm sure our listeners and viewers, got their key takeaways. Like, you need to be patient. You need to, they follow the PDCA cycle where it says, you plan, you do, you act, you check. You may fail, just come back, right? You need time to disconnect. You need to be, as open as possible for learning. I've read this somewhere that in the game of business, no one loses ever. Either they win or they learn. And I think you are a true example of that saying. And I wish you all the very best, and thank you very much for being on this podcast today, JJ. And as I said that this journey never ends. So a note to all the viewers and the listeners that we would come up with so many other inspiring stories the way we have listen to JJ. So keep tuning for our podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Milin. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye-bye.